How's it going, everyone? It is Andre Williams, and over here we talk stocks and we focus on one thing. Always protect your profits. And today we're going to be talking about Lucid. I want to make sure you guys are prepared because we're going to be going into the first trading day of 2022. And with that said, I want to wish all of you a happy new year. So I won't waste any more time. Let's jump into the agenda. If you're new to this channel, I just want to let you know we have timestamps down below inside the description. But if you're a shareholder or you're thinking about taking a position, I highly suggest you watch this full entire video. So the first thing we're going to go over is the technical analysis. We're going to be taking a look at the overall price action. We want to know support. We want to know resistance. We want to know what Lucid looks like in the bearish case scenario and as well as in the bullish case scenario. Like I said, I want to make sure you're prepared. And then we're going to go on Fintel, taking a look at the short interest information. The reason why this is important because it does have an impact on the way the stock performs. And then we're going to be taking a look at the order flow distribution. We want to know the buying and the selling behavior on the retail side and as well as on the institutional side. And then when all of that is done, we'll be going into the final thoughts and as well as some more details. So let's get to it. So we're going to do a technical analysis for Lucid. Let's see how it performed on Friday. So it ended up closing at $38.05, being down 1.81%. On the low, it tested $37.85, and then on the high, testing $39.80. When we take a look at the volume stats on the day, you can see we traded at 19.562 million shares, and the average volume over 10 trading days is at 42.65 million. So that is a big difference right there, but keep in mind we have been dealing with lower trading volume over the holidays. So now when we take a look at our chart, which is the daily chart, you can see from the RSI down below, it was at 44.82. And then when we take a look at our moving averages here on the chart, we have strength above the 200-day, the 100-day, but we are below the 50-day and as well as the 21-day EMA. So the first thing that I want to bring to your attention, for the past 3 trading days, we've been seeing Lucid making higher lows. And we also have noticed that it has been making some higher highs. It ended up seeing a high of $39.80 on the Friday, and we know that $40 is a psychological area. So if we have volume picking up and the market is looking bullish on the Monday, this is where I want to see Lucid actually get to the $40 range. One thing to be aware of, we want to see Lucid get to $42.50 because I feel if we have that price action above $42.50, this is where the stock can really start catching some steam. Now, as far as for the bearish case scenario, if it decides to pull back, remember, we want to maintain this trend of making higher lows. So you're going to want to see at least some support hold up at the $38 level. So right at 38. We tested the low of $37.85. Breaking this trend could send us all the way back here to around $35.91. So one thing that you're going to want to keep in mind. So we're going to take a look at the short interest information for Lucid. So for the dark pool short volume ratio, it's at 57.18%. And then for the dark pool short volume, it is just over 5.48 million shares. Scrolling down further on the page, the short shares availability is at 0, updated 22 minutes ago. And then for the short vol free rate, it is currently not available. Now, when we take a look at the history of the short volume ratio, we can see for the close of the 30th, it was at 51.54. And then for the close of the 31st, it was at 57.18. So we see an increase there, and what this tells us, Lucid does continue to have short squeeze potential, and it's part of the reasons why we're going to see even more volatility come Monday and as well as for the rest of the week, and I want to make sure that you guys are prepared for that. So now let's jump into the order flow distribution. Now let's take a look at the order flow distribution for Lucid. So we can see here on the inflow is at 138, and then on the outflow it's at 167. Taking a look at the breakdown even further, on the large it was 5.53, on the medium it was 73.14, and then on the small it was 59.71. Keep in mind these numbers are in the millions. Taking a look at the outflow side, on the large it was 0, on the medium it was 82.02, and then for the small it was at 84.58. When we take a look at the large scale orders in the last 5 days, what you could see for the past 4 trading days, they've all been inflows, but for the 31st it was at 5.53 million. Analyzing the numbers even further, you could see for the small scale orders that tends to represent the retail side, we had more selling than we had buying. When we take a look at what happened on the medium, we had more selling than we had buying. But when we take a look at the large scale orders, of course, we had more buying than we had selling. But overall, it was still an outflow day. When we take a look now at the turnover ratio, it was at 1.19%. And you know what? This is not too bad whatsoever due to the fact there are a lot of traders that are inside of Lucid taking advantage of the price fluctuations. But what we know for the most part, there are many who are still continuing to hold on to their positions and holding throughout all of this volatility. But nonetheless, I do see the volume picking up going into the first trading day of 2022. So this is why I said things are going to be very interesting. So now let's jump into the final thoughts and we'll go over some more details as well. So for my final thoughts for Lucid, please keep an eye on this stock on Monday. And the main reason being is we could see some more momentum coming into the EV space. We had Tesla that beat expectations in regards to their delivery numbers. And we know if Tesla starts running and money starts flowing in, a lot of EV plays will be able to benefit from this. Also taking into consideration what was going down inside of the after hours on Friday for Lucid, we did see some buying behavior picking up. And also taking a look at the order flow distribution, we could see there have been a lot of inflows in regards to large scale orders. So like I said, keep a close eye. As far as for the price action, Lucid has been trading in a very tight range. We know that $40 is an area of resistance, but if it is able to get past $40, the next move we want to see is above $42.50 and then have the momentum continue from there. If it continues to get rejected trying to test $40, we already know those levels of where it can pull back to. But one thing to keep in mind though, for the past 3 trading days, we have been forming higher lows and higher highs. So this is very bullish, but again, do not just base your analysis or even your decision to buy on these metrics alone. You want to do your homework and do your due diligence. Also, when we went on Fintel, taking a look at the short interest information, it still continues to have short squeeze potential. So like I said, there's going to be a lot of volatility in this play and it provides an opportunity for a lot of traders out there. Now, people are going to be asking me, what are your thoughts about Lucid in 2022 for investment purposes? The only thing I'm going to tell you is wait for the pullbacks. This is a growth stock at the end of the day. It's going to have its ups and downs. There's no reason why you should be rushing your entries. And on top of that, Lucid does have a lot to prove, and this is why I say the volatility can give you some opportunities. So I feel the best time right now is to exercise some patience. And whether you're an investor or you're thinking about taking a position, the main things that you're going to want to pay attention to is when the earnings report does come out and as well as their delivery numbers. This is going to have a big impact on the stock overall, and it will also give you a good idea if Lucid is able to execute on the promises that they made. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video and we'll be talking real soon.